Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Dr. Donta, and welcome to the relaunch of my show, Dr. Donta Presents. I'm excited for today's conversation because I have a group of phenomenal Black men who have experiences that we never really talk about. And the subject matter today is basically how it was just growing up as Black gay men in America. I'll put it that way, preface it that way. All of us have different experiences, but we are here to share, to enlighten, to educate, and hopefully break down a lot of the myths and misconceptions that try to follow us around. So this is going to be a casual conversation. You're in my living room. Actually, you're where I filmed the movie Franklin. So you're in the living room of my home, and people are here, and this is the part of a phenomenal series of conversations that I'm going to navigate with persons from all walks of life. So let's get into it. I mean, y'all got the libations flowing already.
So we get into
y'all already got the elixirs
She
going.
trying to get us drunk.
Right.
Cheers.
You got it.
Cheers to whatever motherfucking me saying.
Right. Cheers. So what I also want to preface is that everyone you're going to see on camera today is over 50. So get into the face, get into the looks. We are all over 50 years of age. Every single person here, no makeup, no filters, no nothing. This is our natural look.
This is it.
This is us.
This is what you get.
That's what
Right,
my mama
this is
did.
it.
My mama and daddy.
So I got my questions right here, how we're going to navigate this. So the first part of this 3-part series, we're calling it Act 1, and it's called The Past, Becoming Ourselves. So this is going to be our time to just really educate people who may or may not know us about our experiences growing up gay. When we realized we were gay, some knew earlier than others, how we found our safe space, how we found our tribe, our village, and what was our experience like? So I'm going to throw the first question out there. Here we go. When you think back to your youth, what was it like realizing you were gay? And I'm going to start first because I know that growing up for me, I didn't even know what gay was. I just knew what I liked. And what I liked, I'm like, well, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? Until people start pointing out, oh, you're a little fag, you're a little punk, you're a little sissy. What is that? I don't get it. Then that's when I realized, oh, okay, I'm different. So posing the question at you, anyone that want to just jump in, what was it like when you realized you were gay, and how old were you?
I'll start. Again, ladies, I'm Dustin Bass. For me, it wasn't ever realizing it. I knew playing with boys, I felt a little different than I felt playing with girls.
You talking about recess playing, right? You talking about running around, tether ball and whatnot. Yeah,
because I went through the things. I didn't come out being just gay from the jump. It wasn't that. I always liked girls. I always had a girlfriend up until I was 20. But I never messed with a girl and a guy at the same time. I didn't play the DL. It was either or later on in my life.
We didn't know what DL was back then.
And so for me, playing on the playground with my girlfriend, we'd hump up under the seats and all that. But then when I got with my guy friends, it was getting close enough and feeling something different.
That testosterone.
Yeah. So it wasn't a deciding when that happened. It just started happening in a feeling for me.
Okay.
So it never realized itself until much later on in life.
That's when you identified what the feeling was.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think more so the public or our society told me what that was for me. It wasn't I had decided that I was gay. It was y'all told me that that's what it was for me.
Interesting. Great point. Come on, Curtis, jump in. I see your wheels turning.
The wheels turning.
I see your wheels turning. Did you always know that you was a punk?
Well, no, I'm not going to say I always knew. I just knew that I had certain feelings. And I didn't know where the feelings were coming from. But I too had a girlfriend as well too, all the way, I would say, to after high school. But I was also messing around with a guy in high school.
High school?
Yeah.
Okay. Was he in high school as well?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure, just so y'all know, it was no R. Kelly type stuff going on.
No.
It was age appropriate relationship.
Very much age appropriate. I mean, I was the oldest, but I'm just saying.
Right.
But I felt like I would say when I got into dance, that's when things started happening.
That was
and just being around like older gay guys that I didn't know was gay at the time, or just being in certain atmospheres as a young kid growing up in the dance world and things like that. Yeah.
Well, see, your younger years, like you say, you did drill team and dance.
Yeah, I was in the arts. So I was
Right.
always around gay men.
Mhm.
And just being young, not knowing the gay life.
But did you know what gay was?
I didn't know what gay was, but I knew what I was attracted to.
Got it. Okay, kind of like what Dustin said.
Yeah.
I like girls, I like guys. The identification process was put upon us by society, but yeah.
And I felt like I made a choice in my early 20s. And I made that choice when I was dating both. And I was in a situation where both was present in my face.
You was
And
that dude.
Yeah, and that's when I made the choice of, okay, I need to make a choice if I'm going to be with a man or a woman, because I didn't want to do both. I didn't want to be that bisexual, because I knew at that time what I was attracted to. So
Like 100%.
yeah, I
attraction.
just
Okay.
made the decision, and my girlfriend knew,
Oh, okay.
and we still dated afterwards.
Was she straight?
Yeah.
Okay, because I asked that question because a lot of women, we don't talk about women and their
I'll just say
proclivities,
this.
you know.
Me, my girlfriend, and the guy I was dating ended up in the same bed one night.
And you were in high school?
I was out of high school at that
Oh, I
point.
said that was a real progressive school.
He
you went
was,
to.
I was out of high school. He was a senior.
In high school. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. We'll unpack that later.
Yeah.
Norris?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
It's a lot of things that people don't
right.
know. It's layers to
Right,
Curtis K,
layers,
baby. It's
layers,
layers.
layers.
They've been after me.
Yeah. Now, Norris, to preface it, you're from Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana.
So I know
born
your
and
experience
raised.
was totally different than us LA kids.
Yes, definitely, because small country town, Monroe, Louisiana, and for me, I never knew what gay was. I didn't know. No one talked about gay. I didn't have any gay uncles or anything around. But I will tell you, the first time that I knew that I was different, I was in the 4th grade and super smart, very educated, even back then. And I won the spelling bee.
He said that to the camera. For clarity,
Everybody.
I was not dumb.
Back then, at all. I won a spelling bee.
Okay.
Actually tied with this girl. And the teacher, she gave us the certificate, and she drew all these pretty flowers on the girl's certificate, and mine was just plain. And I asked her, but why? I ain't got no flowers. And she gonna tell me, well, little boys don't have no flowers. What do you mean? So I knew then that, hey, I like pretty things too, just like this girl. So that ties into that equal opportunity piece. And then for Christmas, my mom used to always decorate the Christmas tree with these homemade red bows. Me being, the fashionista, even little, when I was a little boy, I took 2 bows off the tree. I put one on my shirt and one on my pants because I thought I was really cute. And my mom was like, well, you can't go to school with them bows on you. And I'm like, well, why not? Little boys don't wear bows. It was that thing for me. I was like, okay, I know I'm a guy, but I'm feeling this kind of way and I want to express myself in this kind of way. Why can't I? So I knew then that I was different. Now, fast forward to Feelings, Wonder Woman, favorite show. Lyle Wagner was on Carol Burnett. Love Carol Burnett. He was on camera with a towel on. And for some reason, I went to the TV and I'm doing this, trying to look under his towel.
So you remember that was the first guy you ever?
Yes, on TV.
Lyle
Wagner. I was infatuated with Lyle Wagner for whatever reason.
Wow.
And didn't know why. And I had to be, 4th grade? And like, why am I even attracted to this? 'Cause,
Right.
I came from a 2-parent home. Daddy was a Harley Davidson motorcycle riding, knife toting, gun shooting. Everybody was scared of him. So I had no influence. So obviously, DNA. I was born this way.
Thank you for pointing that out. Because I think a lot of times people think that we're gay because our father wasn't present, or we were in environments that were female dominated and whatnot. And I come from a family of gangsters.
Yes.
And I grew up with gangsters.
So it's like, no, y'all got that. No. And I knew my first crush was Haywood Nelson. Dwayne on What's Happening. I couldn't get enough of Dwayne on What's Happening. I thought Dwayne was like, and I didn't know why I was looking, but Dwayne used to wear them polyester pants. I said, Michael on Good Times.
Michael on Good Times.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Dwayne
Leroy from
Haywood
Fame.
Nelson. I couldn't understand it when I was like, what is going on? What am I feeling? So yeah, Vince, you want to chime in and say something? Can you gotta talk loud? Cause
No.
I'll put in there.
But like you were saying, like for me, I come from a family, my mother, my father. I have an older brother that's 9 years older than me that played football. I was always just handled differently in my family. And I played football to make my daddy happy, but that wasn't my thing. I sang in choir and all that stuff, which wasn't his thing. So my dad had to more adapt to his son. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't his gay son. It was just his son that did stuff differently than my cousins, because I come from a family of football playing. You was either 6 foot and 240 pounds, or you was real fat. Right. And everybody was just ultra masculine in my family. But Dustin was that singer. He was the orator. I was in plays, but everybody supported that. Had nothing to do with me being gay. It was, again, society said that that's what I should be. Because, again, I always kept a girlfriend. I never didn't have a girlfriend up until I turned about 19. Then I was like, okay, this is what that really is.
And I think that's important to talk about. You talked about that familial type of support.
Yeah.
You know, did all of you have support from your family once your true identity came out?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only child.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So my support, I would say, came from friends.
Okay.
And you know, back when when we were growing up back in the day, your neighbor could whoop your ass just like your mother could.
The whole block.
So you had cousins, you had sisters on the block, you know, things like that. So I had a lot of sisters, a lot of cousins, but nobody was really, related to me. So that's what I kind of followed.
Okay. Being
the only child.
Okay. Was your father present?
My father was not present. My father was in the Navy. So my father was on a ship. Majority of my, life. And not that he wasn't present. I knew my dad. We had a relationship, but no, he wasn't present as far as just, being there as far as upbringing. I pretty much had to, kind of just get out there and navigate on my own.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. I want to chime in on that because you were mentioning your father, and I was thinking about when I was a little boy, my dad would get so upset because people would mistake me for a little girl. This was like when you were like a toddler. My mom used to tell me this, obviously I can't remember. And he would get so mad and correct them like, that's not a little girl, that's a boy. I had like long hair, my mom would plait it up or whatever the case may be. And I'll never forget, I do remember this, he took me to the barber shop and had them cut all of my hair off because he got tired of people misgendering me.
Wow.
And there's a picture. I wish I had it to show you.
Did that traumatize you?
You know what? I can't say because I was so young, but I remember I took a picture and I was holding my dad's keys and I wasn't smiling. And I asked my mom why I wasn't smiling, and she told me, you just got your hair cut because he didn't like people asking, if you were a little girl.
Is that why you don't have hair now?
No, you know what? Because
it don't grow in.
No, it don't. I can grow full hair. This is my choice. There's so many layers to my life. I went through this whole period of being like really, really feminine because, when I finally got into college and I met, gay people, because in Monroe, I just thought myself, and I had one best friend. I thought we were the only gay people in the whole entire world till I went off to school at Southern. But I grew my hair because I got introduced to being gay, going to New Orleans and all this stuff. So I used to have hair down to here. I used to sit in the the beauty shop on weekends all damn day. The salon, yes, literally, all day. Hair was down, bouncing,
call
moving,
it what it is.
all of that. But when I got ready to graduate college, I knew no one was going to hire me in a corporate environment, a black man with long hair.
Wow.
So I decided to cut all my hair off, and from then I've been rocking a bald head ever since.
So you can grow hair.
I can grow a full head.
But you're not growing your hair for social acceptance.
Exactly. Because I mean, then now since I'm 50, although I look 30, the hairline is kind of receding just a little bit, but I still can grow, and I refuse to be George Jefferson walking around here.
Especially in our community.
Right.
And you dress like that, but you got a whole receding hairline. You couldn't come for nobody. You couldn't come for nobody. So I think that's a beautiful segue to the next question. Where did you find your sense of belonging? Once you came out and once you're living in your truth, and once you have been like, okay, mama, daddy, auntie, whatever, this is me. I hope y'all accept me, but if you don't, now you said you found community in friends and whatnot. But what about the rest of you? How did you navigate? Because it's scary to come out because you don't know what to expect, especially when you think you're the only one in the world that's gay.
Really?
I tell you, like, it wasn't that I was looking for acceptance, but I always made sure that I was on my A game with whatever I did. So people, I never gave them the opportunity to downplay who I was because I was always on top of my game.
So
if that makes sense.
Is it fair to say that you demanded respect before acceptance?
Absolutely.
Oh.
So if you don't accept me, I don't care,
And
but you
I-
will respect me.
And I say that because growing up in that time, it was gang infested. So you had to earn your respect. I had to fight a lot. It was just a lot that went on growing up in that time. So yeah, you had to gain your respect. So I felt like long as I was on my A game with whatever I did and they respected me, yeah.
And let me segue to this really quick. So Curtis talked about fighting. A lot of gays know how to fight.
Yeah.
I just want to say this to the people watching. Gays fight viciously, ferociously, and very unfair.
Right.
Very, very unfair. Very unfair. We cross the boundaries. You know, straight dudes is all this, but we go femme to masculine in a minute. You know, we will navigate that. And I used to always tell my straight homeboys, I'm like, the worst feeling you will ever have is to get your butt kicked by a gay dude.
Absolutely.
Because how you gonna tell your straight homeboys that her over there beat you to a pulp? Beat you to a pulp. And I think that that's something that people misunderstand about the gay community. Yes, you may see some femboys, you know, you may see this, may see that, but the aggression, for one that's up in there, because we have to fight our whole life, Miss Seeley. We've been fighting a lot of stuff. So when it comes out unleashed. You know, and it's real.
I want to touch on that though, because I find now this younger generation has this anger and rage in them that when they're fighting in clubs and when stuff is going on, like I sit back and look at these young boys like there's some deep damage going on because you don't just fight to fight and be done. They fight now to fight and finish your life. So it makes a huge difference in fighting for respect than it is fighting because there's something up here that triggered and sent you in that tizzy.
And I hear what you're saying, and I think we're going to talk about the other generation, I think in Act 2, but that's a very good point. And I think that when we look at survival then versus survival now, it's totally different. So that's a phenomenal point you're making because now I think this younger generation, we're going to get into that, is a lot more in tune with certain things and they don't block nothing out. We were forced to block certain things out. And I think, we're going to unpack that 100%. But Dustin, where did you find your safety? Where's your outlet?
So my story is a little different, if you will, because I always pattern myself and always, like my best friends growing up in high school, my two best friends, we always knew. It was always, we snuck into the club. I had the fake ID at 16. So my immediate tribe, I was a little, little fast.
I was in church.
Yeah.
Praying for people like you.
I was in,
like me. Yeah.
I was in church running from people like you.
I was praying for you. But that didn't make no sense.
So Curtis and I have been best friends since I was 16 years old.
I met him at Circus selling, he was,
Was you working at the, wow. They worked there. I was just there.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I never worked at Circus.
Y'all been friends since teenagers?
Yeah.
I was trying to win the teddy bear.
And my best friends were working at Circus, and I was up there.
I met him doing a drill team competition in Vegas.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you I was in drill team.
You knew he was a punk?
We used to do of course I did. That's why I approached him.
I was
Gaydar was up.
I was always pretty and together. That's all.
Right. He's been with me every day.
He saw that pretty thing over there. But so my immediate tribe was always around me and with me. And like Curtis, like I always, regardless of what I did, I demanded respect first. There was no way. I've never been a honey child girlfriend. I've never been that type. You could never come to me and be like, oh, girl, I'm going to look at you real sideways if you're not my immediate crew.
Right.
So for me, when I did decide to discuss with my mom I was gay, it was more of a spiritual concept with me because mine was, I was going to move. I thought about moving in with this boy for the very first time. And I found out the day we were gonna move in together that he was out there like that and had been cheating on me the whole time. I went home in a tizzy. My mom was like, "What's wrong with you?" Because Patricia Bass was gonna knock somebody.
She was gonna
for
figure
me.
it out.
Who is it and where we going?
Right.
So when I told her about myself, I told my mom, I was like, if this was a jacket, I would take this shit off and burn it to the ground and never look back at it. But this is who I am. My mom immediately asked about my friend. She goes, "So is so-and-so?" I said, "Mm-hmm. Is so-and-so?" Mm-hmm. Oh, now it all makes sense.
The puzzle piece.
But she never went into a difference with me. My mama was still that P Bass. Well, okay, so do we still need to go get whoever that was?
Right. Now that's out the
Let's
way.
go back to
what we doing.
yeah.
Right.
So the respect thing from my family has always been there because I was that jewel in my family. So I never had to go and hide it. But I wasn't always flaunting it either. Because again, we grew up in the era of don't ask, don't tell.
Absolutely.
So I wasn't trying to tell you my business.
Right.
And I wasn't putting it out there for people or for the public.
So you had a conversation with your mom.
I had a conversation,
See,
a sit-down conversation.
I've never had that conversation
Never?
with my mom. I felt like my whole family knew, but no one never approached me with it because I was always on my shit.
Got it.
I was like the man of the family.
Got it. Okay.
You see what I mean? So we're not gonna question you about your sexuality
Because you're still doing what needs to be done.
I'm still handling business.
Yeah.
Can I just tap into that? When you said how you came into yourself,
Mhm.
speaking of my experience, I really came into myself when I was with Curtis. I had situations in life, and I used to have to hide this from my daughter, or me and Curtis. Not hide it from her, but Curtis is always my best friend. That's my best friend. And then I think when we made something, she saw the Hollywood House Boys.
Yeah. That's
wow.
what it takes.
She saw that.
Yeah.
And she called me.
But y'all have been together for a
but-
decade.
But it's like,
Yeah.
my mom. Everybody knew.
But it's
same thing with
yeah.
Curtis. Everybody knew,
Mhm.
but nobody asked the question.
Right.
It's like my mother would tell me, "Your brothers and sisters want to know what's going on with you." My brother said need to call me. Ask for it.
Right.
It was.
right.
I never hid it, but I never discussed it.
Oh, because
I didn't have no brother. See, that brother
But
and
see,
sister thing is like,
Yeah.
I have a brother, don't get me wrong.
Uh-huh.
He's in Florida, and I do have, that's my blood brother, but I didn't have it growing up.
Got
So
it.
that whole, when I hear those conversations about brothers and sisters, it's just foreign to me.
And it gags me because when I first
Yeah.
saw Vincent, you came to church one time. You came to church, and I said, "Oh, they brother gay," but nobody knew. But it wasn't. They was like, "What?" They was like, "What?" I was like, "That's oh."
Right.
Well, I don't know
But
then.
it,
Right.
like I said, with me, it was when my daughter came, and I explained to her, and she knew, but she had to hear from me.
Right.
Because every time she
Validation,
see me,
yeah.
me and Curtis together. Every time we run into her, it's me and Curtis together. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, we ran into
Yep.
his daughter
At the beach with her
at
boyfriend.
Venice Beach with her boyfriend. That's when she
And-
first met me, like face to face.
Right. She
Wow.
always knew about it. And I had that conversation with her, and she was kind of hurt because why are you hiding this? We know. I know. You know what I mean? And then, of course, I had my mom. My mother used to always say, my mother told me, I already knew, I've been knowing forever. But it was you had to come in your time to tell me. And I love you. She said, that's not my thing. You know, because she's religious. I was growing up in that's not my thing.
Yeah.
That's kind of her belief.
Yeah.
But you're my child. And I love you for whatever you are, whoever you are. You know what I mean? But it's just like, and that's when I had I could be who I really am.
100%.
100%.
Was it a weight lifted?
It was. And once I told my daughter,
That was
that was
it.
it.
Well, see,
That was
I
it.
didn't give up the world. No.
mine was different. Like I said, telling my mom wasn't the catalyst of a weight being lifted. I don't carry myself any differently today than I did before. It's just now you know.
Right.
But I never had this gay epiphany moment
No.
because I always just lived my life.
You've always been
Right.
Dustin.
Yeah, but I just feel like I had to protect her because I don't know how her friends gonna react to her about her dad. It was always about protection mode for my
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah.
I always put her before I put me.
And I get that. I mean, I was raised in church, and I was raised in a deliverance ministry. If you anything other than
Oh, yeah.
breathing, you going to hell.
Oh, yeah.
And I
So-
was raised Baptist
Yeah, so my church experience had me in super denial,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and then when I realized that, yo, this is what's going on, I'm like, get this spirit out of me because this is not what God has for me. And I went through all of that, you know.
I pray this off me,
I
Lord.
pray this
Take
off of
this
me.
away from me, Lord.
Yeah.
Again, telling my mom it was like, if this was a jacket, take this off. I don't want this.
Right.
And like
that you experienced,
I watched my pastor make a boy that everybody in the church knew about him. And my pastor made him get up and walk in front of the church until his walk was no longer a switch. And he made himself thug out and walk just so he could sit down. Who wanted to be embarrassed like that?
Toxic
so it was always
yeah.
that whole keeping it low.
And the gag about that is that gay don't have a look
at all.
And that's the part where society gets it wrong.
Exactly.
Gay does not have a look. Because all of us in here right now can put on a fitted, some Timbs, lower our voice, and sit up and give what society wants.
The funny part of that is all of us in here now gets the shit end of the stick though. Because guys like us that just dress normal, like us, we the ones get the challenge from the straight guys and the gay guys. You know, they don't like us. They don't want to date us because we're trying to be, quote unquote, hard.
Right, trying to be hard.
Regular.
With growing up, this is who I had to be.
Right.
So this is who I am.
Right.
I want to double click into that. Going back to this fighting thing, because you know y'all from Cali and all that, coming from a small town, I didn't know how to fight. I got bullied from first grade through high school.
Oh, you would have learned really quick out here.
Not with that long hair, honey.
Well, that didn't come to later.
Not with that press.
That came later. That was a college
Not with that Burger Mountain Sofa 8. You know?
But I'll tell you.
That was your problem. That was your problem. Right. You should have singing Rock the Boat.
So much. The Bob wasn't there then. I got beat up so much. I didn't learn to fight. But I tell you, when I learned was in an abusive relationship in New Orleans, Louisiana. It was with a man who was 27. I think I was like 18. I actually quit school to move with him, lied to my parents and all that. But he was whooping my ass. And coming from a small town, not knowing that this should not be. And I'm like, what am I doing? What did I didn't do? I didn't make love to you, whatever. But he beat me so badly that I had to learn to fight. Now, circling back to how families find out, my mom and dad came to visit us in New Orleans, and he had beat me so bad and scratched my neck where I couldn't move. It was like swollen. And my mom was like, what is wrong with you? So I had to tell my mom this man was beating my ass. And she told me, look, if I didn't beat your ass like that when you were a child, why are you letting a man beat you like that? That's when I started fighting back. That's how I learned to fight.
I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot to unpack because we never talk about domestic violence within the Black gay community, specifically amongst men. Because when people hear that, they'll instantly, you let some man beat your ass. What? Ain't you a man? Oh, you must not be a man. You really is a punk. But a relationship and love and all that will cause you to let your guards all the way down. And you'll end up in I hate to say, a Tina Turner type situation.
That's what it was.
And you like, how did I get here, Deborah Cox? It's like, what's going on? But so I applaud you for just sharing that for one, but then thank you for surviving that and for overcoming it. So what I want to do now, I want to take a quick break. So we're gonna promo Vim. We're gonna promo some stuff that we got on Watch Vim. Show a trailer of possibly Franklin. You know, check that out. We'll be right back for the second half of this conversation.
My name is Franklin Scott. I am 26 years old, 6 feet 2 inches, and I will be reading for the role of Mason. I just need a chance to show what I can do.
I am not trying to stop you from doing your thing, all right? But I can't keep fronting the cost for a grown-ass man.
When's your next big gig?
I don't think you understand the severity of this situation.
How is acting going to take care of him?
Listen, this is between you and Franklin.
I really need a win.
I'm a porn star, Trevor.
Nah, you've done some films, made some money, but porn is not what you want to do.
I want to be taken seriously as an actor. Like, I never wanted to do this for the long haul.
Y'all ready?
That good old lust demon has got me.
And now you mock me?
Unbelievable.
I need to prove that I can do this.
And prove to who?
I'm getting that motherfucker everything!
Would you rather he was literally living on the streets and couch surfing while he's trying to make it?
My mother hates him.
No, she doesn't.
Show's over.
I'm sorry, y'all. Can I take it again?